after the delay. They're backed up even further for 3rd and long. From the gun, Jackson trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Earl Thomas. And they will finally put it into the return, but not until he takes it back all the way inside the 10-yard line. So far this season, this defense has had their issues against the pass, so that's a great sign for them to get the early pick.
Yeah, confidence builder for them and an absolute shock for the quarterback because he went into it. He saw the numbers we saw. He watched them on tape. I think he came into this one thinking this is going to be a big day, and it very well.
And they're going to get to him. A sack. Sack back at the 9-yard line. The sack by Justin Ellis. Now from the 9, here's 2nd and goal. That is caught at the 7-yard line. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. A.J. Green. A touchdown saving tackle there. Now it's 3rd and goal. Now they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. To throw, Kaepernick. Fine work by the Baltimore defense to help bring up 4th down. A former first-round pick, Marlon Humphrey, there to get a hand on it. So they opted to pass for it on 3rd and goal. Let's see what they do on 4th and goal.
Well, I think they threw it with the idea that if they didn't get it, they would go for it on 4th and goal. So they got another play in their pocket. They're going to have to call it right now. No field goal here.
Kaepernick, they're going for it on 4th. Feeling the pressure here and taken down. A sack back at the 7. He tried to keep it himself, but can't stretch his way in. And the Ravens come up big down at their own goal line. After the interception, here's Jackson. He'll buy some time right. It's an 8-yard pickup, and that'll make it 2nd down. Man, Lamar Jackson, we all know it, but he is just so elusive with the football.
I don't care how many times you go through tackling drills at practice and how many different situations you put guys in practice. It's not the same as trying to get Lamar Jackson on the ground. He forced 42 missed tackles last year. That's twice as many as any other quarterback in the NFL. To your point, very difficult to get him down.
3rd and 2, here's Jackson. Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And the Bengals grab it. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line. And hopefully for both sides, not a sign of things to come, Charles. This morning, it was so perfect outside, but we knew this weather was coming, and we see the effects of it here early on.
And I wonder if how perfect it was this morning has psychologically fooled everyone. You know, it's almost like even though we were told the weather was coming, and you know the teams knew it as well, then maybe they...
But when this ball's tipped and intercepted, picked off by the Pro Bowler, Marcus Peters. And he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line. They're trying to resurrect his confidence. Last week was a disaster. 5 interceptions in that loss, and another pick there.
I played with a quarterback like this before, and he had a tough game, and the head coach said, I'll take him, I'll fix him. The very next game, he started out the exact same way. The head coach turned to the offense coordinator and said, he's yours from now on. Someone has to take responsibility and work with him and try and get him settled.
The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. Carl Lawson with a little how do you do as he gets in there for the sack. Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15. Jackson from the shotgun. Flushed out right. Looking sideline, incomplete. Marquise Brown was the intended target, and now it's 3rd down.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
And he gets it just shy of midfield, but that's not enough. He's short of the marker. It's a pickup of 13, but they're still a bit short, and it'll be 4th down. And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on 4th down, and they're going to go for it. They'll indeed go for it with Jackson forced out to his left. He can run for it, and he will. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. The escapability in evidence there is that one good for 15 and a first.
1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 36. Now Jackson, he uncorks it for Snead. And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. Picked up by the former first-rounder Trey Waynes. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
At their own 3-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. It's been an awfully slow start for them. This is their 3rd possession. They don't have a first down yet.
So that means they have to change up what they're doing, and for some teams, it's a change in tempo, usually moving it to more up-tempo type of an offense just to try and change their fortunes right now. What they've been doing so far isn't working. Maybe they'll do that.
And the Bengals 1st down.
And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. He was looking for John Ross that time. And now in 2nd down. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now a man open down the middle of the field. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 12 yards there and a 1st down. Mixon with a 1st down carry. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. That's a 12-yard gain now on back-to-back plays.
A gain of 12.
And a good pickup there by Mixon, and that shows the talent that he has. Back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons, 4th in the NFL in 2018, 9th last year. But I look for those numbers to jump back up again with the introduction of new talent in Cincinnati.
From midfield, here's Kaepernick. That's caught inside the 20. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. John Ross, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Bengals are going to take a first-quarter lead. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have two remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Austin Seibert on for the extra point. And we'll see if this rain affects the team's decisions going forward, but they kick it here, and it's good.
Ravens, nothing. Austin Seibert set to kick off.
Following the touchdown, here's Seibert now to kick it off. And Moore, he's going to sit on this one, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And 2 interceptions already here in this first half. That's got to affect him a little bit, right? He's got to be thinking about it.
He's got to be thinking about it, but most of the good ones, they find a way to put it aside. They're not happy about it by any stretch of the imagination. They find a way to put it aside and continue to play their game.
Can he put it aside? Let's find out. Logan Wilson that time there to bring him down.
30-yard line. A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
After 7-0 on EA Sports.
Score, Bengals 7, Ravens nothing.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up.
Some of these play calls, I think they're a little conservative, but you know me, because it's easy to sit up in this booth, right, and make all the calls and think I'm going to be correct. But I would like to see them open things up, because otherwise this defense is going to gang up on the run and shut them down.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Jackson to Snead that time. 1st down, Baltimore.
41-yard line.
They'll throw on 1st down with Jackson. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
And that's one of those plays where it's hard to keep 2 eyes on the football when you know the contact's coming, let alone getting 2 hands around it, hugging it to your body, and absorbing the hit, even for those big tight ends who you would think could absorb that contact.
Jackson now on 2nd and 10. Room here to run. Jackson always a threat to run. He's got the 1st down. He was the NFL's leading rusher among QBs a year ago. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Jackson. Looking left side, Andrews with it complete. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. The catch and run there, good for 16 and a 1st.
That is definitely what we call on defense an uh-oh play. And what you mean by that is against Lamar Jackson, when you see him out of the pocket, your first thought is, uh-oh, he's going to try and run it. How do I get to him and get him on the ground? And guess what? That didn't happen, and his receivers took advantage.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. He didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know where the play clock was.
I think you're right about that because there was no hurried movements there, right? No up-tempo at all. Clock just ran out. I think he was as surprised as maybe his bench was.
Operating from the gun, Jackson. Oh, for the 3rd time, Jackson going to be intercepted. Picked off by Von Bell. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
1st and 10.
All right, work with me, partner. This is a classic understatement. Their execution has been very poor. Last 3 drives, 2 interceptions and a fumble. Winning football? We're not seeing it right now.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And he'll be taken down at the 18.
Ball carrier.
Calais Campbell on the stop.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
On play action, it's Kaepernick. He gets this in the hands of Mixon. And he is out of bounds right around the 34. 16 yards, a 1st down.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Marcus Peters. And he will score. Touchdown, Baltimore. Pick 6 is starting to be old hat for Peters. He had 3 of these to lead the NFL in 2019, and he comes up with another here. It's up and good, and we're tied at 7 here in quarter number 2.
Ties the game at 7. Justin Tucker to kick off.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Taken about 7 yards deep. And he's probably realizing he should have stayed in the end zone as he can only muster a return to the 14-yard line.
The conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive. Almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
That's an excellent play by the defender. He diagnosed that one, closed quickly, and helped force the incompletion.
2nd and 10.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. On play action, it's Kaepernick. Going deep downfield for Ross. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off at the 45. That's sort of a second quarter to forget for him. Now 2 picks in this frame.
Almost as if the first one that he threw, he couldn't shake, couldn't get it out of his head. He ends up throwing a second one as a result.
Compounds the mistake a little bit.
Yeah, you got to be able to forget, compartmentalize, whatever you want to call it, and move on. He hasn't been able to do so here in the second.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off near the 34. And they will finally stop him as he's down to the 40-yard line. We haven't even escaped the first half, and he's already thrown 4 picks.
And Brandon, back in the good old days, probably back before you were born, if your starter threw 4 in the first half, he might throw 8 or more for the game because they weren't going to pull him out. But nowadays, the patience level isn't quite there. He's going to have to make some real adjustments, or the backup may see some time.
Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. And he's going to be down close to a first down at the Ravens' 25. 7 yards there and a first down.
A gain of 7.
On 1st and 10, here's Kaepernick. Flush to his right. He's going to take a shot for the end zone. Green's open, and he's got it for a Bengal touchdown.
Number 18, A.J. Green.
A.J. Green, his 2nd touchdown on the season, and the Bengals have taken the lead. So he scrambled right, but was able to look back toward the middle of the end zone to find the target.
As you know, in this game, sometimes you just have to know when to break the rules, because we all know most guys throwing the football are taught never throw back into the middle of the field on a scramble. He did it and got away with it for a touchdown.
Instinct sometimes, right? They just take over.
Instinct and vision. Sometimes you just see people who are open, you're able to get it to them.
Following the touchdown, here's Seibert now to kick it off. Right after the touchdown to extend their lead, now maybe opening the door a little bit there by allowing starting field position at the 40. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 42. From the gun, Jackson. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
As this old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. Throwing again, Jackson. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for third.
Well, we've seen Jackson already have success in the first half running the football, and he gets good yardage on the ground again there. I mean, I know it's a $64,000 question, CD, but how do they contain him better?
You have to win against the blockers ahead of you. If those guys even occupy a defender for even a half a second, then Lamar Jackson is gone. You've got to take those blockers and move them so that you have clear vision of Lamar Jackson, and hopefully you can hem him in.
7-yard line.
On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack back at the 47-yard line. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL.
Oh, looking for Andrews downfield.
And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down.
I know he was trying to get the completion downfield, but the way this game has gone, with a few of the runs he's made along the way, he should have kept the ball and taken it with his feet downfield. That's the big play that shreds the defense. Instead, he thought to himself, I'm a quarterback. I've got to throw it. He bailed out the defense with that incompletion.
And he's got another 1st down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 31-yard line. That was no 3rd and 2. That was 3rd and 16, but they get the conversion anyway.
1st and 10, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look.
Now it's Jackson. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And that is incomplete. Hollywood Brown, the intended receiver, but it's going to be 2nd down. Well, earlier in the quarter when the defense was keying on the run, you said offensively they need to open things up, take some shots downfield. Didn't work there, but they did it.
Yeah, I'm not going to change my tune now. I still think it's the right play because when you take those shots downfield, you open the eyes of the defense to what you could do to them, and that may open some things up for you offensively.
And he's unable to grab it. Thought he might have had position, couldn't hold on, 3rd down. Again, Jackson. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. Carlos Dunlap, the Florida Gator, chopping his way to the quarterback.
4th down.
Now Justin Tucker. He has hit from 61 in his career, so he has the leg for this. This will be from 56 yards out. And he's going to miss this one. Wide to the left from distance. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. And that's the risk of the long field goal miss here at this stage of the 2nd quarter. You give up great field position.
And that gives them one more opportunity to make something happen and something big. And we've seen crazy stuff happen at the end of halves.
Joe Mixon, the Bengal.
It was Chuck Clark coming up to make the tackle.
The 50-yard line. It's a gain of 5.
On 2nd down, here's Mixon. And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line.
The tackle made at the...
So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando. That's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the 2nd half. To return it, Darius Phillips. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30.
The Bengals take over 1st and 10 at their own 32-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. They have the lead now. They'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. They go right back to him for 20 and a first.
It's a gain of 20.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. He's going to have the hook up to Ross. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a third here, and it's good for a first. Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19. Matthew Judon in there to take him down. Play action. Now Kaepernick. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. John Ross, the one he was looking for, and it's third down.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. From the gun, it's Kaepernick. Fine work by the Baltimore defense to help bring up fourth down.
Well, you got to think that sooner or later, they're going to hit one of those, but the coverage has been excellent thus far, and it was again on the last play.
And no move to get the offense off the field. Despite failing once, they're going to go again here on fourth down. They're going for it. It's Kaepernick. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. C.J. Uzomah, his first touchdown on the year. And the Bengals, they widen their lead. That seemed pretty ideal there for the offense, Charles. You take a little bit of time off the clock here in the third quarter, decent length drive, and you pad your lead as well at the end of it.
And what it does is let you feel like you're in control of this game, even more so than a 2-touchdown lead, right? Because you have taken that time off, as you noted, which means they couldn't get you off the field. You ran your playbook the way you wanted to, and you gave your defense some rest. What a big-time drive in that situation.
And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. You just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And the Bengals grab it, and he's going to return it to the 21-yard line.
All these years we've been watching the game, I start to get the sense that whenever it rains out, those guys who have to touch the ball and carry it, they're extremely resentful about that weather.
Yeah, I'm just happy I'm not resentful that we have a roof over our heads. I know that much.
Yeah, maybe we won't fumble our play sheets here as we just saw the fumble happen on the field.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off here by Jimmy Smith. And to the 12, that's where it stops. The return is halted at the 12-yard line.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 12-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line set to get going. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, though, because you're exactly right.
Like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
Steps away to his left. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first.
26-yard line.
This is Ingram on 1st and 10. And he's going to get about 7 yards on that one, up to around the 33.
He was brought down by Trey Waynes. A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3 at the 33-yard line.
Laundry on the field. This is going to be a false start on the offense.
Sometimes you have to slow things down a little bit when things get heated. The cadence has to be slow and deliberate at times to make sure your team's ready to go.
They were looking good on 2nd down, but now they're backed up 5 yards by the false start, and it's 2nd and 8. And now Jackson will look to throw it. And my goodness, another interception. William Jackson with a pick. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
A gain of 43.
A big play there for Cincinnati. 43 yards. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Working from the gun. It's Kaepernick. Green's open, and he's got it for a Bengal touchdown.
Number 18, A.J. Green.
A.J. Green,
Cincinnati.
his 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And thanks to the interception, the Bengals offense cashes in with 6.
Makes the score. Bengals.
Footing always a concern, but the extra points up and good. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21.
Austin Seibert set to kick off.
Following the touchdown, here's Seibert now to kick it off. Chris Moore returning it. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They're down 3 touchdowns to this point, needing to put something together as they have it 1st and 10. Being chased out left. And he's going to keep it here. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Jackson. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Mark Andrews, a first-time Pro Bowler, the intended target.
And that'll make it 3rd down.
Trey Waynes.
Operating from the gun. Jackson buying time to his left. And now here is another interception. Picked off by the former first-rounder Trey Waynes. And a great return as he gets this all the way down close to the 30-yard line. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7.
1st and goal, Cincinnati.
Here's Kaepernick. The quick hitter complete. It's Boyd. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. It'll go as a loss on the play. Not what you need down here. It's going to be 2nd and goal. And that is caught. He's got it for a Bengal touchdown. C.J. Uzomah with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And thanks to the interception, the Bengals offense cashes in with 6. Seibert on for the PAT.
Point after.
And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead.
Bengals 35, Ravens 7.
Following the touchdown, here's Seibert now to kick it off.
This will make it into the end zone. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21.
Over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together with all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, "Wake up." Yeah. Let's get moving, guys.
I'm kind of glad we weren't in there halftime, actually.
You think you might have turned it on us, too?
Yeah, but right now, whatever was said hasn't been working. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
First and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Throwing on first down, it's Jackson. Man open left side is Brown. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
The end of the third quarter.
Back now in Baltimore.
35.
A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. Looking to throw again on second down. Jackson, and he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. Maybe not exactly what they had in mind, but that scramble good for 6 and a first down. From the gun, Jackson.
Looks to me, partner, like he's learned a little bit because earlier in the game, I think he was trying to force a lot of throws into some windows that just weren't open.
Yeah, the interceptions had plagued him, especially a second interception, really a bad throw. So maybe a better decision there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think he learned from earlier in the game, and he's applying it now.
Jackson throwing on target to Brown. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals 23. 12 yards there and a first down.
First and 10 at the 23-yard line.
Jackson on first down. Stepping up, he'll try and run. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the third one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Dancing to his left. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. He was looking for his tight end, Mark Andrews, there. And it's 3rd and short.
We've seen that the deep ball's been a part of their game plan all afternoon, but they've had trouble hooking up on it, unable to successfully find the end zone over the top.
To throw is Jackson on 3rd and 2. And that is incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration of body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. From the gun, Jackson. He may try and run for this. 5 yards on the scramble, and that's enough to pick up the first.
So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10.
Throwing now, Jackson on first down. Forced out to his left, and he will score. Touchdown, Baltimore. Lamar Jackson with his 16th touchdown of the year. And the Ravens cut into that lead.
Well, Lamar Jackson remembers 7 rushing touchdowns in his MVP season of 2019, and he's into the end zone here as well.
And when you hear that 7 rushing touchdowns in 2019, doesn't it surprise you a little bit?
Yeah, you almost expect more, right?
Yeah, in your mind, you're thinking Lamar Jackson got in the end zone a bunch more. That might be what he does in 2020.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that'll cut the lead back down to 21. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
Fielded near the back of the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled it to 15.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive. Almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short. Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And down he'll go at the 25.
Complete to Joe Mixon. A pickup of 2 yards. First,
they fake the give. Now Kaepernick. And his throw here is incomplete. They're still throwing the football here, and obviously the incompletion stops the clock. That's a bad thing.
It feels to me like they're just keeping them honest on defense, because you know they're going to stack the line of scrimmage and try and stop any type of a running play. Short little passes may work in exchange of running plays. Keep the clock moving, keep them moving.
I guess you're right. If they can get some first downs, just as good as running the football. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. Third down.
10 yards to go.
Now Kaepernick again. He's going to air it out deep for Green. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
When you look at the scoreboard, you'd think they'd be pretty comfortable right now with this lead, but these guys are absolutely not going to let up. They want to increase their lead, and they want to do it with a big play. Unable to connect in that attempt.
And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. Again, they'll throw with Kaepernick. Escaping the pressure right. He's going to air it. And got his man complete. It's a gain of 33 as we ironically approach 3:33 remaining in the quarter.
No let up in this passing game. They've been a well-oiled machine throughout, and actually saw a few guys on the sidelines at the end of the third quarter doing the old hold up 4 fingers college sign, meaning the fourth quarter is ours, and they certainly weren't kidding.
Now this throw caught left side. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. John Ross with his second touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Bengals are able to grow their lead. And that'll increase their lead to 28.
Makes the score Bengals 42, Ravens 14.
Following the touchdown, here's Seibert now to kick it off. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And now last drive so successful with the ground game, ending in a touchdown. Do you stick with that formula?
That would be the number one thing you would think of, but so many guys now would look at it and say, we've got them set up so well for play action. Now's the time to take a shot.
Yeah.
But, you know, there was a big-time coach in the state of Ohio who once said, if you throw the ball, if you put it in the air, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad. He would have kissed it on the ground.
When in doubt, do it yourself as he keeps it for 3 and a first down.
1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Now Jackson on first down. Steps away to his left. Oh, looking for Andrews downfield. And nearly another interception. They've been around the ball all game.
Well, this has not been going the way that he thought prior to the game. Probably figured he'd be able to throw a few more downfield, but he's having to run around for his life back there. They've already gotten to him a number of times. They'll keep coming after him in the pass rush. My advice, shorter passes. Get the ball out of your hand.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Eluding the
pressure right. And they'll get him down at about the 37, well short of the first. Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to 4th down.
It's 4th down.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Here we go. It's Jackson on 4th down. Now this is incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Bengals are going to get it back in terrific field position. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Oh, Kaepernick's going to throw it. He finds his running back, Mixon. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. 12 yards that time, and a Cincinnati 1st down.
12. And the Bengal 1st down.
Kaepernick now on 1st down. And he fires one incomplete.
They're certainly not letting up on the pressure in this one, and oftentimes you hear this expression, all gas, no break from defenses. But in this case, it's the offense still throwing the football up big in the 4th quarter.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Shotgun snap now for Kaepernick. And caught right side, Green. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. A 2nd down completion got him 7. Now here's 3rd and 3. Again, it's Kaepernick. And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown.
Well, this is long since over, and some might see this as overkill, but remember, this is a team that puts on the hard hats, grabs the lunch pail, and tells everyone, we're going to give you a full 60 minutes. And that's exactly how they're playing this one out.
Extra point by Seibert, up and good, and that will extend this big lead.
Now this will make it into the end zone. And this return will net positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line.
1st and 10 at their own 27-yard
The
line.
Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,